He's a big dude. Give me some more of that. I need some of that gel. May change my hair.
He is actually shadowing.
What if I think I could get away with that? What do you think?
I don't know.
You don't know? Don't
He's shadowing me today, Coach.
Oh, okay. You're a shadow. All
That's
right.
all right.
All right. What's up?
Coach, what did you think about the scrimmage the other day?
Better than the first scrimmage, just from a, still good and bad on both sides, but more competitive. And still too many drops. Still jumped offside too many times, but improvement. So I was encouraged by both sides on some of the things that I saw, but still a long way away from being game ready or anything like that. But we're making progress, and I thought today was a gut check type practice. Today was a tough practice for them, and I thought they pushed through it well and had a good strong finish. But Monday will be our last day as a unit on both sides. We'll do a little half scrimmage day, and then because Wednesday we'll split the team, then we'll play the game. So today was a real critical practice as far as what we were trying to finish up with. But we're in a good place. I see our D-line getting better. I think we've got some guys making some real improvement. Xavier Kelly might have had his best day today. Darnell's getting better. He can definitely do it. Encouraged by him, and Tyler Davis, and E.T. and Rook. And those guys have made a lot of progress. Got a long way to go, but they're coming. And so I'm encouraged by what I've seen by those guys. And that's kind of where most of the focus has been, just simply because you got a bunch of guys that are getting reps in there that really haven't played. Outside of that, I think we're right on track.
Spoke to Darion. What are you seeing with him on the other side of the ball?
He's doing good. I threw him over and worked a little wide out today in our one-on-one drill, and just kind of he went right in there and ran a great route, caught the ball. He's a legit dude, man, that can play either side. So it's nice. It's a nice luxury for us to have a guy that could probably be a starter for us on either side of the ball. So we're just going to continue to work him, like we've been doing, and we'll see how it all plays out as we move on forward in the season.
How rare is it to have someone that's able to that quickly pick up what he's done on defense?
Rare. Simply because it's more so than the scheme is the mindset. It's just the mindset and the ability to do it at a high level on both sides. I haven't been around many guys that can just transition like that. But he's a unique guy. He's very, very skilled, very tough, very instinctive and smart football player, obviously, to be able to do that. That's why you don't see many guys that can do that. I mean, Adam Humphries could do it. He could have started for us on either side of the ball, for sure. Ray could have started for us on either side of the ball, but he didn't really want to do it. DK, he's like, put me in, coach. I just want to play ball, and I love that. So he's just got the right mindset, and he's just a really good football player that's going to help this team, and he'll still have opportunities to touch the ball if he ends up making defenses home come fall. He'll still be a guy that'll touch the ball in some form or fashion, whether it's return game, mix him in on offense, just depending. It might be a year from now we may move him back. Who knows? Or he may stay at wide out and we may package him. But he gives us a lot of options. So it's been a really good spring. Spring is when you try to find out. And like I said, some guys, that I think, whether it's a defensive guy working over an offensive guy, they don't really want to do it. They don't really have they don't have the mindset for it. But he does. And then obviously the ability to learn it is even more impressive.
Our first time talking to you since Mari's injury. Obviously, you're so deep at wide receiver, but I guess it means more snaps for DK there at that position, and you're working with DeAndre there too. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, we really didn't affect anything with DK. I mean, we've got really good depth, and everybody's here. It'd be different if the three freshmen weren't coming till the summer, but all three of those guys are here, so we've got lots of options. We cross-train those guys. Jeff does a nice job. It's one of the things I always challenge him in is cross-train as many guys as we can. So it just gives you options to get the best people on the field, and you got some guys that are very capable of playing 3 positions. Some you just have to kind of get them. Like right now, we're asking Ngata and Frank to just learn one thing, and let's just get them let's walk before we run. But TJ Chase and Cornell and Will and DeAndre, those are guys that could, you can move around and ask them to do different things. And it's been really good for DeAndre, really good. He's made a lot of big plays for us. He's a sneaky, he's a guy that can flat out play. He sometimes, can get lost in the shuffle when you look at Justin and T, and those are probably high round picks one day if they stay healthy and keep progressing. But DeAndre's a guy that'll have a chance to play at the next level too. And so his ability to move around a little bit has been good. He got banged up today, nothing serious, but he might be out a few days too. So, it's just more opportunity for Speck and TJ and Cornell and those guys that all been kind of working in there in that slot spot.
A couple of the coaches that were walking off a minute ago, all they could talk about was Joseph Ngata. I take it he continues to shine.
Yeah, he and Frank took a step forward the other day. They really they weren't ready for the stadium, that first scrimmage. They had been really, 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 really good over here, and then all of a sudden it's just amazing. You get over to that stadium, it's just different. And they didn't have a very good scrimmage, but I thought they bounced back the other day, and then both of them had a good day today. So yeah, they're just 2 really good players, as is Spector. Spector's he's a special talent as well. So we really hit a home run on all 3 of those guys. That's as good a group as we've ever signed, collectively.
Mario said the other day he thought Brandon might actually be a little bit quicker than Renfro. Have you seen that, or is he even close?
Well, he's bigger. He's bigger and a lot stronger. But I don't know if I'm ready to go there. But he can run. He's explosive. He's got great size and good range and good ball skills. But he's just a different type player than Renfro. But he's going to be really good.
You think slowed down for Jalen Lay a little bit? Yeah.
A little bit. He's still battling a little. That's just kind of where he is. I mean, it's going to take him. I'm hoping for him, once we sit down after spring and kind of map out what we need him to do this summer. If he'll go do it, I think he'll be in a much better place come camp. But right now he's still. It's just the game is fast. But he has made it has slowed down some. He's still got a ways to go.
What's the big thing you look for in the spring game, kind of the first time guys playing in front of a crowd, that kind of stuff?
That's that right there, how they're going to respond in that environment. And the biggest thing is the 17 mid-years that for the first time are going to get a chance to kind of be exposed to that. And even though it's just a spring game, it's a big deal for a lot of those guys. And for them to kind of go out there and breathe a little bit, it just gives you a great chance to coach them and for them to grow from that experience and be more prepared for August when it gets here on that Thursday night. So, because a lot of those guys are going to have to play, and so I think it's a big thing. And then just how they're going to compete, because now it's the team's different. It's a different deal, and guys are going to some guys get more reps than maybe they would get in a normal practice, and so how they're going to take advantage of that. I mean, it's a game. We just treat it as a game, and see who can at that point, and then we evaluate from there, and not just that game, but the totality of spring. Put a good plan together and challenge each one of these guys to go improve this summer.
Have you figured out who your 2 head coaches are going to be?
Not yet.
Is there a player or position group that we should be looking out for that we haven't been focusing on?
Player or position group? Not really. I think y'all pretty much know all about it. Y'all been pretty much covering them all. Quarterback's going to be pretty good.
How about your punter battle? How's Aiden doing?
He's doing good. Will's been more consistent and has had, competition is a beautiful thing. He's had a great spring. He's had a really, really good spring, and you see why we you see why we signed Aiden. He's got natural pop. He's a very focused kid. You know, he's fundamentally very polished. He's coming in at a lot different spot than Will did. Will was really wasn't really a punter. He was a quarterback, shortstop, a basketball player that just ran out there and said punt the ball. So he's had to learn, but he's got. I mean, I think Will will be as good a punter as we've had come here. You know, I mean, he's had some inconsistency. He's had some good moments, and he's had some inconsistency his first couple of years. But I think he's ready to really take off and be what we've seen consistently on our practice field. You know, and we're never gonna have a punter lead the. I hope not anyway. Lead the league in punting, because you know most of the time we don't have backed up situations. Most of the time we move the ball a little bit. Our defense creates field position, so most of our punts are really not flip the field situations. And you know, Will's done a good job with that. He's got to be more consistent when we do need him to flip it, and he's done that this spring. But I just think maturity, confidence. He's been in a lot of games. He's had some failure. He's had some success, and it's just kind of see that confidence and leadership growing in him. So I'm excited about him, and he had an unbelievable day out here today in front of a lot of people. So it's good to see him perform. And he's just got to take it to the game field and be what he can be. He's got. I mean, he could be a draftable kid if he'll just be consistent with his process, and because he's very talented. And Aiden is a guy that I think, you know, through the summer, getting a little bit stronger, and then coming in here, he's going to definitely have an opportunity to compete. He's a special talent, and then you throw in the fact that he's a left-footed guy. It's pretty exciting to see that ball come off his foot, because it's just different. And I don't have any doubt we'll get a turnover or two before he gets out of here and his career's over, just simply because it's just different. I've been doing it long enough to know that that's something that's hard to simulate, because not many people have left-footed punters.
So Ngata's at the 9 and Frank is at 2?
No, Ngata's working 2, Frank's working 9.
When you go into a spring game type situation, how important is it to see communication among the players in that kind of environment, and specifically on defense when you have so many new faces there?
It's critical, and that's something that we'll be evaluating. You know, who can process it in the heat of the moment, in the intensity of a game environment, and you know because now you get the emotion's a little higher, the adrenaline's a little higher, and now all of a sudden, you know, who can process the call? The guys aren't on the field, and you can't hear as much because there's a lot of people out there, and so you got to really be able to focus in and process things. So we'll see, you know, who does what, but that's a big part of it, you know, and it just helps them grow. You know, obviously nobody's going to win or lose somebody's record. We're playing for some pride, but it's a big tool for us to grow our team. That's why I know I've said it a couple times. I really hope our fans will show up, and you know, we can create. It's big for recruiting. We got a lot of great recruits that are coming in here, and you want to create a game atmosphere. Some of these kids, it's the first time or the only time that you might get them on campus. So that part's big, but really for our team, and just using it as a great tool, because it's a privilege very few people have a spring game environment like we have here, and so that gives us, to me, a big edge in the mental prep for our players.
So Damari, do you have any kind of a timetable with him? Do you think there's a chance he could come back and play this coming season?
Oh yeah, oh heck yeah. Shoot, we had, what was it, Sam Cooper and Chad Kelly, I think, tore their ACL on the spring game day, which I think that spring game was later, like maybe the second week of April, and they played against Georgia, like August 31st, if I remember correctly. So yeah, oh absolutely. You know, but it's, you know, everybody responds differently to those type of injuries. It was a clean injury, but a lot of it just is who that person is and how they're going to grind through the rehab. And let me just tell you, Amari, he don't do anything halfway. He'll pour everything he's got into getting himself back, and he'll be better than ever. I mean, Deshaun Watson made All-Pro this year with 2 torn ACLs, so you know they're not cutting his leg off. He's going to be back, and it's unfortunate, but you know it's just part of his journey. and you just got to own it and embrace it. And he was going to grind anyway this summer, so now he's just grinding to get himself back strong and healthy, and we'll see where he is once we get into fall camp and make a decision there. We'll go at his pace. We're not going to rush him back or anything. Whenever he's ready, they'll put him back in there, but he'll do everything he can to get back as soon as possible.
How much do you think
having
having
spring game will do? Say the loser has to eat hot dogs and watch the winners eat steak. Do y'all do anything like that, or do you not place as much emphasis on the win loss? Or how do y'all treat the spring?
Oh yeah, they do. We give them a day. The winning team gets a day off from training. They get a day of hooky, and everybody else, the other team has to come on in. So we have a little fun with it. We're proud within the coaching staff, so it's always fun. We'll bring in a couple honorary coaches, so we'll have a couple former players that'll be in to participate in that as well.
You think Amari having his dad back at home in Tennessee will kind of help him through this, support him?
Oh yeah. Well, his mom's right there. He's obviously close with his family, and I talked to his dad the other day, and they're all understand it's a football family. They know what he's got ahead of him and what he's got to deal with, and put their arms around him. He's gonna have surgery, I think, on Friday, and get that behind him and start the process of getting back better than ever.
How's Feaster been this spring? Really good.
He had 2 big, long runs. It's the best he's been since he's been here. I was very impressed to see him in the scrimmage the other day. 2 great plays. He just looks fast. He's focused. He's got blinders on. He's locked in, and man, I'm really pleased with him. I'm pleased with all of our backs. Lynn Jay's having a good spring. He's really grown up a lot. ET has really done a nice job of leading and coming out here with a blue-collar mentality every day. And that little wrencher has done a nice job. That kid can play, man. He does a good job. I mean, whenever he gets opportunity, he takes advantage of it. So we got a good group, and then we'll get a couple more guys in here this summer.
All right.
Thanks, Coach.